Hello, everybody. This is Super Cyril, the CEO of Opulent Production, the CEO of Worship Exodus, and there isn't much about me, but I'm a student, I'm a businessman, I'm a child of God, and above all, I love music. About Worship Exodus and how it started, or when it was birthed. Worship Exodus actually started in the year 2019. 2017/2018 was really a difficult year for me. For those that actually know me, it was a year of turbulence. I had so much trials and tribulations, and my back being pushed against the wall. I actually didn't know what I was going into, and for some reason, by the grace of God, I found myself out of it. So out of that place of despair, out of that place of brokenness, and out of that place of hurt and so much pain, all I wanted to do was just give some time to God through worship. So when I flew back to Cameroon, I met a couple of friends. I said I wanted to do a worship session, and this worship session was just going to be something that I want a few people that are really connected to me to sit in the room and just join me in worshiping God, that through my trials I didn't die, but I survived. So I spoke to a couple of people, and they said, okay, yeah, why don't we do it? Rather than calling very, very close friends of yours, you could call a bunch of Christian folks to come join you together in the room, so we could raise our voices together, lifting up hands and thanking God for your life, and even for the nation that we do find ourselves in. And so that's how I talked to a couple of people. Mommy Abigail Philip, I had to speak to Ronell, I spoke to Rochi, I spoke to a couple of people that I just wanted them to come together. And we decided to do not just an in-house worship session, we decided to do an outdoor something where we could invite many people to come in. And it was mind blowing. And just for you guys to know that when we did this on the day of the event itself, I got arrested in Cameroon. That was my first time ever being arrested by the police for some reason. It was just a couple of reasons, part of it being the event and part of it being something else, and it was just whole chaotic. And the event actually went through right up to the end without me even being a participant to that event. From that event, what God did in that event was the beginning of what He had told me so many years ago, that I didn't know how I was going to commence that. I did not know how I was going to do that. But, He took the lead without me even being there. There was so many testimony. People were blessed. And after the event, we had people doing the hashtag, oh, we need another edition. We need another edition. We need another edition. And so that is how Worship Exodus started. And that's how we move forward to 2020, where we had the second edition, and we are right here now in 2023, ready for the 2023 session in Yaoundé, Cameroon. Oftentimes, I always just prepare for myself. I've always been a one-man soldier or a one-man army or something. I just do my thing by myself. I have a year to plan for myself, right? So at the beginning of the year, if I know I have to save, when I'm talking about the financial part right now, so if I know to run the event for the year, it's going to cost me about 5 million or 6 million. So every year, the beginning of the year, I set a goal for myself. Each month I save up for that. I pretty much, when I have that in mind and I work towards that, I try to stick to my budget. So if I'm calling somebody to come for my event, I tell them how much I can be able to afford to give them. Or if I cannot be able to pay you, I'm just going to tell you straight front that this is what we want you to do, but this is what we have, or this is what we do not have to give you. So my budget is very, very strict. Knowing that I have planned for everything. So On the financial aspect, I think I so much take care of that from the beginning of the year. Spiritually and in other aspects, I haven't really faced really tough time organizing my event, but for the fact that some people are just very outrageous in requesting that they be paid some certain amount of money, which to me is just out of this world. Very interesting question. Well, gospel artists and price tag. Um, a lot of them, well, I'm gonna put a lot of artists, they will not accept the fact that they do have a price tag. They'll rather say they probably will ask for money for maybe transportation or whatever. But we had earlier had this conversation, and I had said it. I said, if you are a gospel artist and you require that you do or you charge people to pay you a certain amount of money before you can minister, I told them, I said, we can create a 2-3 gospel artists association and ministers association. And to me, I don't see any reason why as a child of God you have to have a price tag. I'm not saying you're not supposed to be given money to. I'm not saying you're not supposed to ask for whatever you want to call. But then if someone invites you for a program and you tell the person, I will not come to your program till you pay this amount of money to me, it tells me that you're doing business. It tells me that you're selling something. And if you're selling something, I will also want to make sure that whatever you're coming to give me, it is worthy enough, me giving you the amount of money you're asking. So that means we're doing business. So, and I have not refused the fact that we do have the Kingdom music business and people are doing business. So if I'm running an event, if I need somebody to entertain, I need to go to the 2-3 Gospel Association, the artists, the entertainers. I call an entertainer. You tell me, hey, you're gonna pay me $1 million to come entertain your people with gospel music. I'm okay. Yeah, you will do that, but I will need you to sing for $1 million. I will need you to make sure that your popularity or your music engagement can pull the crowd that can buy tickets for me for up to $1 million CFA. So if you ain't doing that for me, now, bro, I'm not paying you that amount of money. So you're not just gonna say, oh, okay, this is value, or you gotta value me to pay me this amount of money, or you guys are paying people that are coming from outside of the country, you're paying them millions to come and sing. These people have built themselves this capacity. They have these numbers that if they come for an event, they can pull a crowd that can fill up the stadium. And if you have to sell tickets, you're going to be able to make that money. And that's Kingdom business they're doing. So with the price tag thing, it depends. If you say you want to charge, I tell people you can charge all you want. I really don't care. It's you on God. If God called you and told you that, hey, okay, you're gonna be doing that, you go ahead and do it. But if I'm gonna call you for my event, I clearly state in every memo that we sent out to everybody that we invite for Worship Exodus, this is what we want you to do. This is how much we will be appreciating you. Please, if you do accept this, or if you do feel comfortable with this, please accept or deny this. We don't have any plans. We don't have any place for debates. We don't have any place to tell you that, okay, we start dragging on price. No, it's just left on you. So with the thing of pricing, I think I've left everybody for themselves. But I mean, everybody knows who they want in an event. So if I need an entertainer, I know who to call. I'll call Desmond. That's to me. I'll call the people that I know that entertain me. I've told him to his face. That's why I'm calling his name. I've told him to his face. I said, if I need somebody to come and entertain me in gospel music, I'll call you, and then we can talk about the price. If I have the money, I'm gonna pay you. If I need people to lead me to the throne of worship, right? I don't need people that will come and be singing whatever song they want to sing that they don't. I made a statement one time. I said, you're charging 1,700,000 to come and sing for 10 minutes when your own personal song hasn't crossed the Mongo. Nobody in Douala or Yaoundé knows you. Like, who are we? You're gonna sing 2 of your songs, and then after that you start singing Ada, you start singing Frank Edward. I'm not gonna pay you that money. You're not worth it. So y'all just chill, man. I told people, I said, get a job. Maybe when you get a job, attached to your musicianship, you're gonna be able to, have some understanding that music in Cameroon is not that good enough to put food on your table. Because if you have something doing, I don't think that you'll be putting that tax on people, because you yourself, even if you invite an artist, I don't think you can pay the artist the amount of money that you're asking them. So the thing of music and gospel music with price tag, I think it's subjective. I mean, if an artist decides to do that, that's fine. As an event organizer, I will go for the people that I can afford. And even if I do approach people that do have a price tag, I mean, it's just going to be for certain events. So that's just my take on that. Trouble on a hot for this studio. Well, I think that if you're a gospel artist, right, I think the Spirit of God is one, right? It doesn't matter if you're an artist from Nigeria, from Kenya, from the USA, whatever part of the world, the Spirit of God is one. So the Spirit of God that lives in me is the same Spirit of God that lives in whoever is a Christian in Nigeria. And so if God lays in a Christian's heart to sing a song, I feel like it's a song that blesses the whole world. Now we have the trend in Cameroon, the 80-20, we must consume 80% Cameroonian thing and 20% foreign stuff. I really don't think that can apply to gospel. That's my own perspective, because I want to believe that the children of God are being led by the Spirit of God. So if you are called upon to go minister somewhere and God tells you that, or God is leading in your spirit that sing maybe Sinash, and then you'll just be looking at the 80-20 thing. They say, I must sing only Cameroon song. And maybe Cameroonians, we are not saying they don't have good songs. There are people who really have good songs. And maybe the team of the conference doesn't even tie with, we don't have so many artists that have sing in different or diverse aspect or teams or that we do have around, like it is being done in Nigeria. And so sometimes God might be leading in your heart to sing something from Kenya, and you come and you sing that and that blesses the people. So I don't think that singing songs from other countries or songs from foreign people, it's a bad thing. I really don't support that. I know we had a little exchange, me and Desmond, we had a little exchange on this, and I said, the person in question that they were actually dragging is somebody with a very, very noble character, and he's an incredible person. And I said, these are people that they hear from God even before they want to attend a program, because we have even called them. We have even said, okay, hey, this is what is going on. And if they don't have to hear from God, they don't show up. And so if I believe, that's me believing, I believe that if they come over on the stage and say they are singing Akanchewa, Akanchewa, that's what God told them. And God can be using that song to speak to just one person that is seated right there, and not compelling everybody to be singing Jesus there today for wipe your story. I really don't believe in that, but I just believe that the Spirit of God is one, and God can use you to sing whichever song that pleases Him, or if He has in store for somebody to bless them through that song. So the foreign thing and all of that stuff, to me, I think that it doesn't just work with the gospel. But then in Worship Exodus, we do have a thing. We say sing 70% Cameroonian or indigenous song, and you can sing 30% whatever song, foreign song. So you can still, sing whichever song you want to sing. You come back, you sing Cameroonian song, because we're trying to promote our own culture. But telling us that because we use the song to do a promo, we have to use a Cameroonian song to do a promo, I'm sorry to say that doesn't work. That could be a BS, but one, I'm not an artist manager, so I don't know how I can do an evaluation of that, but I'm just gonna speak from my generic knowledge. From my own look, a lot of people, even the church, is still struggling. They're still finding their feet, to survive, even in the ministry itself. So I am yet to see a church that will pick up an artist that is really good, or a minister that is really good, and really support them like we do see in other countries around us. At the moment, I think I will stand on my opinion, still to be, challenged on that I don't think that the church, it's grounded enough, to support her own ministers or her own artists that are within the surrounding or within the national territory, to put them at that platform. And we do have very, very big churches, and I don't know what the reason is, but I sometimes I feel like it's because we don't have the enough resources, or maybe we don't see in light that these artists within our churches, or these ministers within our churches, if they should have an exposure, they have a great role that they can play in the church, in pushing forward the gospel of Christ through music, even where the words of the preacher could not reach, the sound of that minister or that artist could cut across. Because we have seen a lot of times people will react to music more than they will react to words that are coming from the mouth of a preacher. So I think that the church is lacking this vision, and a couple of churches might have caught it, and they might be working on it. Maybe we do not know about it. So I'm not just going to say every church is not doing that, but I think that in many aspects, most churches have not really given thoughts to that, because we have great people still around, in our small churches, in our little communities, and we see these people singing, they're struggling, they go to church, they want to do that, but I also want to give a very, very big appreciation to Apostle Sonny Damian. I remember in 2018, that was my church before I traveled to the USA. That was my church, and I was just singing. I was just this young little kid singing in the choir, very, very dedicated. I'll leave UB and I'll go back to the choir, make sure that, I was really committed and dedicated to the ministry. And 2008, one day I just sat, I don't know if that was a Bible study, a prayer meeting, that he just called me up and said, hey, this is what God is laying in my heart, that we're gonna raise an amount of money for you to do an album. And the following Sunday, I was just surprised. I was sitting there at the choir seat, and I was called up in front of the church. And in my life, 2008, I was raised 1 million CFA. Right in front of me, cash. They raised up 1 million and handed over to me in 2008. And that's how I did my first recording, the album that I did before I ever traveled. And, it was amazing. I took that 1 million, I spent some of it in the studio, and some of them was used for the launching. And for the launching itself, 2008, on my launching date, I made 1.2 million on a single Sunday. And so that was how much he contributed to the success of that album. I don't know if people still do that. I know he did that for me, and he still does that. But I think that a lot of churches need to catch that, to support their own, especially people that are so much dedicated in their ministry, and they are working, they are giving their time and their resources to make sure that maybe the music department runs well, or maybe the church runs well. So I will employ, or I will plead with every pastor watching us, that if you have this kind of people that you believe in them, please do invest in them, please do push them, please do encourage them. Maybe a 20,000, a 100,000 to do a song, could be that miracle that artist or that minister needs. You just never know. So let us learn to appreciate these artists, and I'm sure that the word of God will go through further. What a question. Hey, well, I think I really don't have any fear. I just feel like this is just me. I might be right, I might be wrong. Please don't judge me on this. I feel like the younger artists should know who they follow. I feel like they should know who they call Papa, or music mentor, or music. And I just feel like just because somebody has done music for too long doesn't mean you should follow them. Or just because somebody is succeeding in music, it doesn't mean you should follow them. That's me. But I really think that this is me, oh, it might not be you. I said, I really think that as a young gospel artist that is being led by the Spirit of God, I believe that when God called you, your neighbor was not there, your father was not there, your sister was not there. It was a communication that you have with God. And when God called you, He gave you an assignment. And when He gave you an assignment, He gave you some instructions for you to follow. Now, for you to actually succeed in fulfilling God's instruction that He gave you, I feel like, or I think that you should look for somebody that has same like instructions that God gave you, or better still, go back to your caller and ask him who could lead you while you're trying to fulfill His calling that He's actually put in your heart. Now, a lot of times the young people just go, okay, hey, no, this is a person that sings very well, or maybe he sings or she sings, anointing is just flowing everywhere, and people are cheering him or people are cheering her, and you just feel like that could be a good leader for you. The fact he is good, the fact that he sings so well, the fact that people are applauding him, it doesn't mean he is a great leader or a mentor for you. Because a lot of times when people, and I also I've discovered that Cameroonians have turned to idolize the people that the mentor or their mentors or the people that they look up to. I'm not saying you don't have to honor them. There's a difference between you honoring somebody and you just not thinking at all. And sometimes even when they say something, you also have to think, and you also have to, ask God, the person who called you. Go back to your caller. Like it was once said, they say, he who called you will fund you. Right? So when your mentor is saying something, I tell people, even people that I listen to, it's not everything that they say to me that I pick. They say some certain things, I take the ones that are good, the ones that ain't good, I just let it lie low. So we have to think in that way. So my greatest fear is just bumping behind the people we call mentors or music leaders and all of that, and then whatever wrong things that they are doing, we are carrying it over. Me, I'm the person that believes that I do not believe an artist should have a price tag, right? There are artists that believe that they should have a price tag because they are also doing this and also doing that. And so the music industry is divided, right? We have the people for the price, we have the people for the spirit. So me, I know this. So any man, they follow a mentor. So they'll have to mentor you where you want to go. They do a click. Boy, if they call you can't sing for the play, they say 500,000. Boy, if they call you can't sing for the play 500. So you call this man say 500,000. You call the man, say this one 500. So it is a click. So it is divided. So I'm not seeing any future, and that's the change of, I call them Christian rascals. You just sit, you call them, and so that's what they build, and this thing is being inculcated into the spirits of people. And there's this tendency, when you tell a lie often, you tell a lie over and over, it becomes the truth. That's just so very, very normal. When you say something over and over and over, it becomes the truth. So that's my fear about the Cameroonian gospel industry with the young artists coming up, because we look up to people that, we don't even tend to, separate the good and the bad of their attitude, but we just copy everything, and we feel like because they are succeeding or because they are anointed. They are also human beings. They also make mistakes, the wrong people, they do wrong things. And sometimes if we look at them, spiritually and, even ethically, you discover that there's a fault somewhere, and then you probably don't want to go that route. You probably want to do the right thing and, go back to your caller. Hello, everybody. This year, 2023, Worship Exodus is coming live in the city of Yaoundé. So whether you did for, if you did for Yaoundé or Mbamayo, wherever you are, so within the surrounding of Yaoundé, please, on the 22nd of November 2023 at the Acacia Mairie Stadium, we will be holding this marvelous and fantastic event. This is an event that so many people come from in and out of Cameroon to worship. What you go gain if you not come? Me. Big mommy, you gotta come. Oh. So I'm inviting everybody. There's gonna be a lot of praise and a lot of worship. We're gonna raise our hands together to give God the biggest praise. So I'm inviting you wherever you're watching me. So don't fail. November 22nd, 2023. Maria Cassia, 5 p.m. prompt. Please, please, please mark the date. Hello everybody. Yes, my name is Cyril, Super Cyril. Yes. I'm also a very, 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 very small businessman, okay? And we also have a baby company called Opulent Production. In Opulent Production, we do rent out the LED video wall screens. We do sell out the LED video wall screens. So if you're actually looking for an LED video wall screens for your event or to buy them in your church, and please feel free to contact us. Our number is 6528 14427. Again, it is 6528 14427. We also recently added lightnings on our catalog. So if you're actually looking for lights, maybe the pass light and the beam lights and all of that stuff, dance floor, we do have that. We do rent that out at the moment. So, and we have great discounts that are coming up. So if you actually want your event to be glowing and to be very, very opulent, please don't hesitate to call Opulent Production. Again, the number is 6528 14427. 6528 14427. Bye-bye. I had only seen these on Facebook, and the first thing that caught my attention, I think, was the good video editing. And then here I got called by First September Studios. I think that you guys are doing a great job. I think that your works are very, very presentable and they are very, very professional. And I think that that's the best way to go, by you being professional and and doing your best to improve daily. So you guys are doing an incredible job so far, and I pray that you guys keep up doing what you're doing to the best of your ability. Hello everybody, yeah, we have come to the wrap of this edition at First September Studios. And it has been me that have been asking so many questions, and I just wanted to say a big shout out to all my single people. Hi, Desmond, you have to marry, bro. Do you kids, I know you're sitting right now in Rhode Island, you're thinking, bro, it is time, brother. You can't do us like that. So all our single people, Emma worship or Emma gospel, brother, yes. Who again? Or everybody that I know, if I forget your name and you know that you are that single brother, this year 2023 will not pass us by. So I'm giving a shout out to everybody, and I'm praying that this year 2023 the 2-3 gospel industry will grow stronger, and there'll be more love. No say no matter what they happen, any man there for your own camp. I don't like me some people then. When I know that some people don't like me, do one get own people they will call and for them one. I agree with that's how life is. As a matter of fact, that's the flexibility. We're building the community very, very strong. So, but I'm praying that God will work on each and every one of us hearts, so that our hearts can be, that mild a little bit, so that we can feel the love of God. We can come together. We can work with a common initiative to foster the kingdom of God, regardless of our individual problems, our individual striving, and our individual issues. That's my greatest prayer, that even if I'm not there to do anything, that the gospel of Christ and the 2-3-7 gospel industry should forge ahead, regardless. At the end of the day, God's name should be glorified. And I'm counting on everybody, on all the ministers, on that's why today I can be angry at somebody. Tomorrow I'll call you, I'll still talk to you, because you're still my brothers anyway, you're still my sisters anyway. So I'm counting on everybody that we will work together to the glory of God. And I just love everybody, and we are doing the best that we can at our own different corner and with our own different vision, with our own different mindset. But the goal is that God's name will be glorified. Thank you all so much, and bless everyone.